Good morning from my headquarters, the swag. So yesterday I had a meeting with these guys. Japan invest in Japan, in the prefecture of Aichi, I don't know how to pronounce it, but very nice meeting, very nice folk. But a few things. Oh, let me tell you about their program, because it is a good program. Like for other people it's fine. So they have a program where if you start a folding company here, which is what he was calling it constantly, which is just basically an LLC. You start an LLC here and then they will get you a visa to live here. They will get you an office, in some cases for 6 months free. They will help you with sourcing Japanese companies and Japanese services. And they're a facilitator of foreign companies coming in here. And they're owned by the government, so they're actually very legitimate. They're not just an entity taking fees like in my country with all sorts of programs. So they start a program and then the program doesn't go so well because it's all about economic gain. It's not about anything else. I can't remember the name of the program. NDIS in Australia is having problems because, anyway, I'm not going there, but the crux of it is I asked so many questions because he was running off this PDF that was just annoying me because it was just fluff. And so I asked about their incubator program. The incubator program is pretty cool. I'll give them that. Everything's pretty cool. I would go for it. I was actually down with it until he said, I was like, wow, this is great. This company's going to help me enter Japan so seamlessly, right? To do a research and development office. I wanted to do a research and development arm here because they have the infrastructure, they have the skilled labor. But when I say infrastructure, they have all of the equipment and the technological know-how, and they have the skilled labor, right? But because of declining population, they don't actually have the numbers they need. He told me this yesterday. So the partnership with China is about filling the void of unskilled labor. Of skilled labor for their, for their growth. So what he told me, why I wanted to run out of there and pretty much did, is because he said 50% of our incubator program, or 50% of all of the companies that we are bringing in are Chinese. And that's when my stomach just dropped and I went, oh no. Because I have 3 companies. I have Freqbit LLC, which is the management of everything, like intellectual property, equity, cost analysis, all that sort of marketing, sales, all that sort of stuff. And then I got Many Habitats, which is our first branded solution, which is product development for societal needs like housing, clinics, things like that. And then CNC Ready Files. And CNC Ready Files is really dependent on intellectual property and patent law and litigation. And so when he said that you're going to have 50%, so you've got 50% of the incoming being Chinese, I just went, oh my God, they're going to engulf this place. They're going to assimilate you. Do you understand? They are the Borg. If you don't know what that is, it's Star Trek, right? And so It's not attractive now. So I sat with ChatGPT and we went through all of the scenarios, and there's two countries that stand out. United States of America, where they have very strong laws around copyright, intellectual property, patents, and they have very good litigation, like legal. So that there is a big preventative for many companies to even try over there. So I was like, whoa, hang on a minute. So this isn't good. If you guys are struggling to get skilled workers, it's really not good. So America and Sweden are the two countries that stand out as being very strong on this. And my companies are already, my Delaware companies are already in America. So CNC Ready Files is all about intellectual property. It's about collaboration with creators, creating a platform for them to sell their wares and provide really amazing solutions to humanity, right? So I really need to protect firstly my companies, and secondly their listings on my website. And this is the types of people, individuals and companies that list their products on CNC Ready Files will be engineering companies, from electrical engineering, from mechanical engineering, aerospace. It'll be pretty serious, because once they've done a job, that's it. How do they get some money out of that later? They can sell the digital asset, because everything has an ending period, and then they can make the use of it. So, which is fair. That's law. That's law. That's not stealing. That is following law. And then of course we've got the creators, who are just, creators. They're like the inventors, the ingeniouses, the guys who see problems. They see problems and they come up with solutions. And these days, to take something from your mind into a 3D model, and then turn it into a prototype, and then once you've got a prototype, you've confirmed the function of that idea, then you can sell that all around the world to other people that wish to manufacture it. You totally bypass all of the BS. So anyway, for my ecosystem of companies that I created, if they're letting China in here at the rate of 50%, they're going to get assimilated. So, no thanks. Looks like America. So I'm going to have to just, for my Asian rollout, I'm just going to have to partner with companies here, which is fine. But I'm glad I did the research, and I'm glad I did the meeting, because they're desperate. Yeah, it was a bizarre meeting. The guy didn't want to speak any truth. He just wanted to stick to his script, which is fair enough. He's basically pre-sales for companies coming into this country. Oh, the other thing was the criteria. So he said, we will screen you, and then we will tell you whether or not you got it, which is always like a bit of a BS thing, because of course they will accept you. But the finer detail beyond that, I said, okay, so what is I said, look, I've been to Thailand, I've been to Vietnam, I've spoken to Germany, and everyone's got a standard basic criteria in the way of, you got to have this much money to invest. right? And he wouldn't answer. I'm like, so how much money do I need to do this? And he's like, oh, no. After the screening, we will tell you. I'm like, oh my God, that's not how it works. How can I evaluate you if you don't have all the data for me? You're just going to tell me, you know, come on in, stop everything you're doing, and come this way. And that was another thing. They're not really prepared for startups. I'm like, hey man, I'm pre-revenue, and I've just spent pre-seed and I'm about to get seed. So where do I fit in your thing? You can't demand crazy amounts of money from a startup. I said, your target really is established companies that have cash flow. Dude, I don't have cash flow. I'm like, my headquarters is my swag, dude. Didn't tell him that, of course. So, yeah, it's not a fit. But today I will go and see companies that the CNC metal fabrication companies that have the very best CNC machines. They have G-code dudes, and they also have, some of them have robotic arms for welding. So I'll go see what's up with that today. But yeah, it was not a fruitful meeting in my opinion. As soon as he said 50% of their program of incoming companies is Chinese, I went, well, bye-bye. And it's not, I'm not saying anything bad against China. China is not doing war. China's doing economic prowess, which is fair enough. You know? And China also has links to all sorts of things that I don't want to get into. So, you know, let them go, let them do. I will sell my product here, but I'm not going to set up my research and development here. They can make money from me through the fees, and then taxing the royalties from the companies that sell the products. So it was a bit of a downer because I really like Japan. And I wanted to set up a research and development up in the mountains here, but nah, can't do it. Can't do it, dude. Maybe I can. If anyone's got any suggestions, let me know. But ChatGPT and I didn't really come to the conclusion that it's a good move. It was better to go to countries that have very strong protection of ideas, and then can, you know, use a big stick to get some sort of compensation and also reveal. And those two countries, there was only two that stand out as the best, and that was America and Sweden, which is very interesting. Sweden, who would have thought? I am trying to do a house in a box, which is IKEA style. I wonder how IKEA is doing it. They're like manufacturing in China. I'm sure well, I have no idea. These big companies must just say to themselves, fuck it. For profits, we will go this way. Cheap labor and loss of IP. Nah, that's finished, man. CNC manufacturing, robotic manufacturing inside the country. That's the new business model. I'm just part of the new school.